Hello my creative friends, Jessica Sanders here, colormecreativeart.com. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be playing with Jane Davenport's Glitz palette. It's taken me a while to get this, but I finally did get my hands on it. And so now I'm going to do some swatching of colors and a little playing around with it just so you can see what the colors and we can talk about it. The first thing I wanted to do was to take it out and unwrap everything, and that took a little while, and so I just decided I would speed through that process, and then I'll come back once that's done and we will chat about all the colors. They're just scrumptious and beautiful, so hang in there, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I took some time to swatch all of my Jane Davenport Glitz palette colors, and they looked really nice. I'll add a little photo in here so you can see all of the nice labels with the colors. They look really cool. I have heard some people who are not very happy that there are so many greens in this palette, but I think this palette will go really nicely with Jane's other palettes. It does have a lot of greens, but every green is different. So this is an olive green. Water Sprite is kind of an olive green. And then the next Sylph is sort of a bright green with a yellow hint, a hint of yellow, so it's more on the warm side. And then we have, let me see, instead of those labels, let me get my swatch chart here. Okay, then we have, let's go to here. Let's go to Enchantress. So Enchantress is a blue-green with a gray sort of muted tint to it. So it's like a pine green kind of thing. It's really nice color. I like that. I actually like all the colors in this palette. Then we have Lorelei, which is also a blue-green, but it's more like a Viridian. It's more bright and vibrant than Enchantress, which has that. I think the name is appropriate for Enchantress because it's kind of sultry and dark in a little way, and this has a little bit of that gray, but this is more bright and vibrant maybe. The colors are really nicely pigmented, you can see. And then we have Sea Mist, which is a really neutral green. This is a very neutral green, and it's very bright and light. So, you know, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with all those greens. I like each one has a little different tone. I painted this page with all of the colors. And this is obviously a light value of all of these colors because you can get dark to light, but these were all just light. This was cleaning up my palette. And so I wanted to see, well, are the greens, do they look different when they're next to each other? And obviously, and maybe not obviously because of the camera, but in my journal, they do look quite different. Let me set this down. I think you can see it. Okay, so I'll point out some of the different greens so that you can see maybe if the camera doesn't pick it up very well, maybe you'll be able to notice some tonal differences if you squint at it. Okay, so this is a very light, watered down version of Enchantress. This color is this color. And then we have this light green here. That's Sea Mist. Sea Mist is a really light green, this light green. And this blue green here, That is Lorelei. So I really can see the differences there. And Sylph, let me see if I can find Sylph. Sylph is a little bit more difficult for me to pick out because it is close. It's kind of close, but just not as glowing as Sea Mist. So let's see. This is Enchantress, and I think this is Sea Mist in this area. So I can point out a few. Like some are very obvious. Like this is obvious to me that it's Enchantress here. It's got that gray tone. The other ones are close and it's a little bit harder to pick them out, but here's three different ones, three different greens here. So this would be Sea Mist, Enchantress, and Lorelei. They're all next to each other. You can see the differences. Okay. The only one I'm having a little trouble picking out is Sylph, and that's maybe because I painted it earlier. And in any case, I think you can see the differences, especially between these three greens and they're next to each other. It's very obvious what the differences are. See, you can see them all, even in their really light watered down version. So yeah, don't let all those greens stop you, because this is a really nice palette. So I thought what I would do, I didn't record this, not on purpose. I intended to record this swatching, but I didn't record this. So what we'll do instead of recording is, instead of playing the swatching, is we'll just play around with the colors a little bit and see what kind of mixes and blends we can get with our palette. I'm going to move this over a bit. Open up my glitzy palette. So pretty. So pretty. There we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see the entire palette or not. Let me see if I can make some adjustments here. Okay, so let's just play around with some mixes and just see what we get. We're just going to put some color on. Now this is Water Sprite, and that is a very earthy olivey green. Look at that. One thing I did notice when swatching these is, boy, did these colors flow. Like they flow really nicely. Every watercolor is different and they have different flow, but these flow really nicely. If you're wondering how they flow, now you know. I can just put water and whoosh. See that? Pretty. Now I want to mix this nice blue. This is the difference between this blue of Nereid and the blue of Sea Nymph is basically, this is a lighter, a little slightly different tone and a lighter version, and this is a deeper, darker, sort of really neutral blue. So let's put it here and see what happens. Ooh, I like it. Look, you get a nice teal color with that, mixed with that green. What if we mix it with this? What happens? I love seeing the paints mix and move on the paper. What do we get there? More of a neutral, which is to be expected with this olive color. This is more of a nice blue-green. I believe I'm seeing granulation in these colors. I believe some of these colors are granulating. Now, I haven't read to see if Jane says they're granulating. And if you don't know what granulating is, that means they have little particles of pigment that settle into the texture of the paper and create a nice texture of their own. So really nice. And I'm just going to keep moving across the palette now. So I've done Water Sprite, Sylph, Nereid, and now I'm on to Ariel. Oh, let me see. Let's put it here. Now, when you mix this red with green, you're going to get a neutral. And of course, if you mix it with the blue, you're going to get a purple. So I was trying to be a little careful there because I don't want this to turn ugly. But you can get a nice neutral with green. And I'm wondering how it will mix with, that's sort of a neutral, a little bit neutral. I'm wondering how it's going to mix with Water Sprite. Probably not the best idea to mix these colors together, but let's just see what happens. Let's find out. Oh, you get a nice little sort of rusty color there. Let me pull this color out so you can see. So that's not bad at all. That's a nice rusty color. I like that, actually. I'm surprised. I didn't think that I would. Didn't think that I would. Okay, nice. All right, I wondered, and now we know. Okay, so let's move on to Frolicsome. This is Frolicsome. And I'm going to put Frolicsome here. And again, we have some, we can mix some complements and see what kind of neutral we get there. And you might get a nice color, but it will be very neutralized. When you mix complementary colors, that's what happens, right? Get neutral colors from that. But neutrals are really nice. They're an important part of colors. So look, get a nice brown from that. That's a nice brown. Gray brown. Okay, let's move on. Let's mix a little bit of this red in with our little bit of Ariel in with Frolicsome and see how they get along. What happens? Some nice sort of peachy colors there. Pull that out a little bit so you can see. I like this. This is a nice, this could be a nice lip tone or skin tone with those two colors together. Very nice. Okay, now this color, Tresses, I'm reserving my opinion because this is like a neon yellow. I'm going to put it right in the middle and you're going to be able to see how neon. I feel it has a little bit of green in it. Just a little bit of green. Which is what makes it kind of neon, but that's just my guess. I haven't actually looked at the pigment colors, so. All right, let's see how that mixes with Frolicsome. You see, I'm just making a mess of this page. Oh, look, nice sort of warm golden yellow. There we go. And let's see, again, let's put some more yellow. And we'll see how it mixes with Ariel. Do they get along? Oh, you get a really nice orange. Really nice orange. So let me mix that in my palette. Because I want you to see. I mixed that with Ariel. Look at that. Look at this orange. Red, actually that's more of a red, but if I put more of the yellow, it turns into that orange. Okay, so that's more of a neutral red. And then, whew, orange. Nice orange. But is it the same orange as Frolicsome? Nope. It is not. At least it doesn't seem that way to me. Alright. This is a more bright orange with the Tresses and Ariel. Okay, I've done a lot of mixing with these colors. You know, I haven't tried the blue. Let's try the blue with the tresses. I touched that, look, immediately flowed out. I like how I'm seeing, if you let it mix on the paper, I'm letting see some separation of the colors. I like the way that looks. I think that's very interesting. Okay, and then that is Nereid. I'm not, that's the one word in all of this I do not know how to pronounce. Nereid is here. So let's try it with Sea Nymph. So I'm going to put some Sea Nymph here. I'm running out of room on my page, as you can see, and then pick up and put it in between. Let's see. That way we can see them next to each other and see what happens. So that blue is not as strong there, so you get more of a yellow green, I think, than here. I don't know. There's a slight tone difference, but I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. What is this? What is Enchantress? Oh, I actually really love this Enchantress color. And how's it going to mix with Sea Nymph? Oh, I'm also mixing there with that orange a little. Look at that really blue-gray, neutral blue-gray color. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's see how Enchantress mixes with this. Let's see what we get. I'm sorry for the phone. So here's the mix you get with the very neutral yellow, sort of olive green, and the deep dark Enchantress. So I'm not sure. Don't know. It's very neutral. Very much toward gray color of green. Okay. I'm sorry for the phone. So here's the mix you get with the very neutral yellow, sort of olive green, and the deep dark Enchantress. So I'm not sure. Don't know. It's very neutral. Very much toward gray color of green. Okay. Okay, so I let this dry. I haven't tried all of the colors together yet, obviously. But I just wanted to show you. Sorry about that, bumping the camera. I just wanted to show you how rich the colors can be, as well as how nice and bright and light they can be. And I think you can see, like what I was saying, this yellow is sort of neon, but you get some really nice mixes. I used a lot of water and still got really nice color, nice earthy colors, and some that would be great to use for skin tones. Even this would be a nice skin tone, and some neutral colors that you can get. Here's some neutral by mixing those complements. Really nice neutrals, not muddy neutrals, nice neutrals. And just nice, beautiful colors. So you can get these nice light colors, you can get deep, rich colors. And I don't know what I will do with these pages really yet, but it was fun to share with you. So I will be exploring Jane's Glitzy palette more as we go along, but that's all for today. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you very soon. Okay. Oh, and don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that bell if you want to know when I post new videos, and I will see you in the comments below. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. you so much for joining me, and I will see you very